big ass house they got.
Yo, what's up, man? Back on Trizzy TV. You see the title and the thumbnail? You see, we're gonna be talking about this podcast. You know what I'm saying? My favorite podcast. It's crazy because I'm be honest, I wasn't on that podcast shit like that. I wasn't a fan of none of that shit. Like, I wasn't even a fan of really like interviews and shit like that. But like podcasts, I fuck with it. Like, this is probably like the first podcast that I started watching, that I started supporting and shit. Cause like I said, I don't be fucking with that podcast shit. But it's not even like most people, they probably don't, like in the industry, people know about this shit. But honestly, I fucks with it. But it's called Kitchen Talk. Like, if you don't know Maino, the rapper Maino, you know, from New York. You know the nigga that came out with that high hater shit? Yeah, he's like his whole channel, like he basically runs the whole show. And you know I fuck with Maino, you know, he's a real nigga like from what I could see. And I don't fuck with like a lot of rappers and shit, but him, I fuck with Maino. Maino's a real nigga. He's outside for real. Like, one of my homies, cause I'm from Connecticut, one of my homies, they told me he did a show in Connecticut, and he was like, yo, Maino, like, he was really outside. Like, I went to this show, he had a show in Connecticut, and Maino was really outside. Like, he wasn't scared or nothing. Like, he had a few people with him, he had all his jewelry on, everything. Like, he wasn't scary like the other rappers. Like, he was really outside. I'm like, oh, for real? I'm like, damn. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, he official. So yeah, you know, he official from what I could see, you know. But like I said, yeah, I put it in the link so you guys can watch the podcast. So if you guys want to check that shit out, check that shit out. Yeah, it's called Kitchen Talk. You can't miss it. You could type in either Maino Kitchen Talk or just type in Kitchen Talk Podcast, and you're gonna see that shit show up. But the reason why I like this shit and it stood out from the other podcasts tremendously is because it wasn't regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the only podcast I've ever seen. Like, it's some G shit. This nigga got like bitches, like 5-6 bitches cooking in the kitchen during the podcast, like in the back. Like, nigga, that's some G shit. Like, I ain't never seen no fucking podcast like that. Like, I'm gonna be real, like, but that's what's good though, is because you see, he didn't make it like, he didn't want to blend in. He didn't want to make that shit like everybody else's podcast. He tried to make that shit stand out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what stood out to me. So I was like, yeah, this shit official. Because like I said, I don't be fucking with that podcast shit, but this podcast, I'll watch. Like, I fuck with it. Like, I'm be honest. If I got a chance to go on there, I would go on there. Like, all the really big ones with millions of followers, like, nah, that shit don't mean nothing to me. If I don't feel like the vibe is right, I don't give a fuck how big your podcast is. I'm not going on there. Period. Straight like that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about this video. Trizzy. See the video, like and subscribe, and leave a comment. We out of here.